Okay, so I was expecting um, this channel for like I was expecting probably about 1,000 views by the end of this year, right? And I'm already there, and it's like not even halfway through the year. I don't know what to say. Thank you, like thank you so much. Wow, like it's just taken off in these past like week, particularly with my Indian film reactions. So it looks like I've got quite an Indian audience at the moment, which is cool because I'm rather enjoying Indian films as well. It's very different and very unique, and just there's a playfulness to them. And yeah, I do enjoy them a lot. That being said, I am going to do other films too. I'm still going to do American films, still going to do other foreign films, Korean. I particularly like some Korean ones, just Asian cinema in general. Oh, sorry for the jump cut. Someone just came in and told me something. Gosh, where was I up to? But yeah, so I think basically I was just talking about what films I watch. I'm gonna watch a vast majority of films. Like I'm just gonna watch as many films as I can, any genre, any country. I mean, within means of like good films. I don't want to watch like terrible films too much. I want to try and watch good films because that's what I love to talk about is like really well made films and the appreciation of that. Okay, you probably noticed that in my videos already. I don't like bashing on films as much. I much more prefer to give credit to films than to just... Because I feel like there's a lot of channels that already do that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I more prefer to be positive about film than negative. I feel like I actually personally, from my point of view, I just learn better through looking at how to do film well rather than this is what you not do. I find I learn better on a positive standpoint by looking at, look, this is how you make a film well. When you just say, oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, well, it's like, well, what's the right way to do it? So yeah, and as I said, I think there's plenty of channels that more criticize film negatively. So I wanted to more bring a positive light. That being said, if movies have issues, I'll still point them out. But for the most part, I'll more try to focus on the positive. But yeah, that being said, like if there's a film I'm recommended and I don't enjoy it, well, I'm left with nothing but negative points. But for the most part, I try to go for films that are good. So try to keep that in mind when you recommend me videos. I'm not going to go for many films that are just bad for the sake of just watching a bad film. Maybe here and there I might do it for a laugh, but for the most part, I want to more go on the positive end. Okay, so I've got a few points here written down so I don't ramble on like I've literally done just now. So first thing I wanted to bring up, it's only a few points, but first thing I wanted to bring up is someone mentioned a comment in my most recent video, and my most recent video blew up so insane. Like overnight, it's gotten 8,000 views. I've never had a video like that. I think I've had a few hundred, which blew me away enough. But to see 8,000, that's like, what the hell? So it's really blown me away, just the amount of support and views I'm getting. And for someone to think that, oh, what's this joker all about? And they click on my video. Like, that's really awesome that someone would even just consider checking out my videos. So, thank you for that, for even just clicking. That's awesome. And then even just subscribing on top of that, like, I must be doing something right, I guess. But anyway, so someone recommended in the comments to break the videos down into parts. So not, because my latest video for 3 Idiots was literally an hour long. And I kind of do like the epic feeling of that, like just nice long videos for you to enjoy. But perhaps it's a bit impractical in some ways too. But also, it is a bit impractical for me as well, because it took me almost 2 weeks to put this video out. So it took me quite a long time. And I tried to do them within a week, and I definitely did not succeed. So yeah, I might try and break them into parts. Like maybe the latest video could have been broken down into 2 or even 3 parts. So tell me what you think about that. In a sense, I'll just be able to upload more then, so you will get more content from me. It won't be so like, long stretched out. So tell me what you think of that. I'll probably consider doing that with certain films, particularly long films. Like about 2 hours might be alright, but 2.5 is kind of pushing it, and that's where it's starting to go into territory where it's going to take me a while to get it done. But I'll see how that goes. I'll probably for my next video. My next video, it'll be before the 1,000 subscribers, which is insane to think that I you'll see what that is. I'm not going to say what it is. It's not an Indian film, I'll say that much. It's an American film, but I very much love it. I've seen it a few times. It's a rewatch, but I wanted to share my experience and love of that film. So, what was I saying? So yeah, I'm going to break my videos down into parts, so the next video I will do that. See, this is why I have dot points, otherwise I kind of just get lost in these trains of thought. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to try that idea out. Alright, next thing. Someone's also asked me this question. I think a couple people have kind of asked me it, but it's just a general question of, am I a filmmaker? Do I actually make films for a living? Am I a producer or anything like that? At this particular moment, no, I'm not. I have learnt a lot about film. I haven't gone to college. That being said, my passion grew about filmmaking in high school or secondary school when there was a film studies class. So I learnt a fair deal amount there. But honestly, it's kind of funny. My passion was ignited from there, right? I actually probably didn't learn that much. Funny enough, I probably didn't actually learn that much from school. I felt like I learnt a little bit, don't get me wrong. But I feel like I've learnt more by just watching great films. And even directors say this themselves. Like I think Paul Thomas Anderson says this, and even Quentin Tarantino. You know, they learnt by just watching movies. So I'm kind of taking that approach. But that being said, I have watched a fair amount of directors' commentaries as well, which have given me some good insight on how to put it together and, you know, how to be authentic with your filmmaking, how to be kind of intentional, and all those kind of things. So, and even just trying to keep it more real. Like I more like directors that are more practical. Like I particularly like the recent director's commentary I listened to of Last Night in Soho, and particularly how they filmed the taxi scene. I love how they did that. So if you've ever watched that, I recommend checking that commentary out. I thought that was very interesting. So yeah, with all that being said, long story short, I'm not a filmmaker yet. I'm not actually making money from, you know, making films, or I've never released a feature film or anything like that. So I have made some short films though. I made some short films through school. I made about I think I made about 4. Yeah. I might actually put those up on my channel actually, and I have made a couple of short films on my channel. Oh, I mean, I've released a couple of short films on my channel. I'm far from perfect, far from great yet. You know, I'm still learning a lot, and it's one thing to learn film and then to actually do it. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know a lot of people personally in my area that much that do film. Like I have one friend but that does it, and that's about it. Like I don't know a lot of people around locally that are into film. And that's another reason why I wanted to do this channel, is because I was stuck. I wanted to get into film, but I didn't know what to do. And I was thinking, okay, well I can do reviews, but I feel like reviews is so oversaturated, and I don't know, something about it. I just didn't enjoy my reviews that much. It was just me sitting in front of a camera and talking like what I'm doing right now. But I don't know, I wanted to do something more than just review films. And so I run into reaction videos to things. And at first I was kind of like, reaction videos, okay, I don't know. And then I looked into it a bit more, and then I saw like another one called Filmmaker Reacts. His name's James versus Cinema. And I saw his stuff and I was like, man, that's really cool. And like, I don't know about him, like what he does. I don't know if he's an actual filmmaker or if he like has done wedding. I did that as well. I actually filmed my sister's wedding. As I said, I've done nothing in regards to making money from film yet. I've only just done it because I wanted to, right? For the passion of it, right? And that's it. So I have not made any money yet from anything film-wise yet. That is my goal though. That's something I want to do in the future. And even if it's only small scale, you know, even if I just grew this channel enough to you know, make an income from it, and then from there I can just make short films and all that, and then kind of grow a bit more, and maybe make a feature film on my own, a very low budget type of thing, I would even be happy with that, honestly. I don't need to become this big, great filmmaker, the passion of just making films is enough for me. I don't need to become this big, famous filmmaker. Don't get me wrong, it would be awesome to, be a big filmmaker and, go to the Oscars and all this. But, making films just for the love of it is really what I want to do. It's not, and as long as it's a nice income, as I said, I kind of mentioned this in Three Idiots, and that's something I live by, is like, I don't care how much money I would make from it that much, as long as it's like a nice, stable income, I can live off of it, I'm cool then. I don't need to like have all this shit, for me to be happy. I'm happy with just a kind of like a steady amount of income, honestly. As long as it's something that I love to do, and what I love to do right now is film. So, so at the end of the day, I'm not technically a filmmaker in a sense making money from it, but I still feel like the title of the video makes sense because it's just the way I talk about film. Like, I love talking about the process, like how what you do, like how you move the camera, how you integrate color, how you use lighting, how you use music, how you use sound, how you stage the actors, how the actors do things, all that, and then even the story on top of that. I love it so much. So in a sense, I still feel like it's okay to put that in the title, like Filmmaker Reacts. Because like when I watch a few other channels that say Filmmaker Reacts, I feel like I'm still on that level of knowledge. I don't feel like I'm some fool trying to understand film. You know what I mean? I feel like I do have a fair understanding of it to put that in the title. But that being said, if you feel like it's wrong for me to do that, or I'm kind of misleading you to think I'm like this filmmaker, when I've only made short films and learnt a fair amount. If you feel like that, I'm misleading you, I'll take it out of the title and I'll just put reaction, the movie title reaction. I won't put Filmmaker Reacts, but I'll leave that up to you. And like, if that's the case, I'll probably even take away all the Filmmaker Reacts in my titles. I was contemplating this for a while. That's why in a couple of my videos for the titles, I didn't put Filmmaker Reacts, because I wasn't sure. Like, I feel like it's kind of being dishonest in a way. But as I said, I do have a lot of knowledge about film, I feel. So I feel like I could still be, in a sense, like a filmmaker, or... Anyway, I'm kind of just going in circles, but I'll leave that up to you. The ball's in your court. Do you want me to put that in the title or not? Anyway, that's it for that. So, one more thing, and this is actually another thing I'll bring up. I have this big list. So I always talk about, I'm going to go through the list of things I like. I'm going to tell you that list now. So I'm going to only go quickly through it. I'm not going to go into it in big detail. But I'm going to go through that. And this list is probably a never-ending list. It's going to always keep growing. The more I watch films, the more I'll probably find little other things to appreciate, and even big things to appreciate. So yeah, this is not just a list. It's like set at that amount. It's going to keep growing. So anyway, I'm going to go through this list and tell you all the things I look for, or try to look for when I watch a film. As I said, when I watch films again, I usually notice more, particularly if it's a really good film. So, but anyway, let's just go through this list. So this is everything that I look for when I'm watching a film at this moment. All right, so things I like. All right, so there's a lot of great visuals here. A lot of great visual things I look for always in film. So let's go through it. Okay, so camera composition, camera movements, visual creativity, handheld shots, static shots, symmetrical shots, master shots, opening credits, title reveal, dolly ins, outs, zoom ins, outs, animation, long takes, close-ups, wide shots, establishing shots, POV shots, aerial shots, top-down shots, Dutch angles. Hang on, I'll scroll with this. Upside-down shots, tracking shots, split-screen shots, cutaway shots, aspect ratio, low-budget charm, lighting, film grain, use of reflections, use of black and white, color palette, special effects, gore effects, CGI, practical effects, stunt work, makeup, character slash creature design, choreography, staging, production design, costuming, locations used, editing, montages, jump cuts, hard cuts, match cuts, reverse shot, use of slow-mo, lingering shot, crossfades, fade to black shots, transitions, establishing shots, use of slow motion, cast, acting, interesting people. So that's interesting people is kind of like for documentaries. So like just an interesting person to kind of look at. So that's more not characters, but that's more actual interesting people in like the real world, I guess you could say. Line delivery, chemistry in performance, subtlety in performance, pull off dramatic moments in performances. Performances enhance the humor, music, interesting director's commentary, lack of music, sound design, sound editing, lack of sound, dialogue, witty dialogue, one-liners, narration, story, main character, resourceful characters, villain character, character arcs, visual storytelling, humor, parody, hilariously bad. See, there's one example of when I look at bad films, I can say some are hilariously bad. Moments of restraint, immersion, sweet, smile-inducing moments, emotional impact, brutal slash shocking moments, badass moments, tension, sets up stakes, lack of jump scares, effective jump scares. So don't get me wrong, there are some still good jump scares, but for the most part, I still kind of like lack of jump scares. Felt exhilarated, uncomfortable feeling, logic, subtlety, plot structure, showing aftermath rather than event. That's a very interesting one. I'll get you to think about that. So showing aftermath rather than event. So an example of that would be The Walking Dead. So you kind of, it leaves it to your imagination of what happened. Effective off-screen violence, build-up, plot payoffs, plot downward spiral, foreshadowing, unpredictable, symbolism, thought-provoking, inspiring, relevance, informative, open to interpretation. It's absurd, it's quirky, it's bizarre, it's insane. Concept, plot simplicity, self-awareness, action concepts, twist, revelation, themes, intrigue, gripping, world building, setting, rewatchability, runtime, pacing, ending, and intrigued to see more. So that is my list. There is no film that's ever gotten all those things on that list. I think it's about 50 things I look for in a film at the moment. I think it's about like 52, I think. I should put that, I should probably recount it again, but I think it's about 52. So yeah, there's a lot of things I look at when I watch a film. So yeah, it's up to you. If you want me to take that out of the title, I will. But I feel like I do notice a lot of things that probably a lot of people don't. Okay? And then that's another reason why I'll put that in a title. Because how else would I title it? Like, if that's another thing too. If like I want to make my videos stand out in some way, because otherwise it's just another video you see in a list of channels, So and that's another question I could probably ask too. What makes you click on my videos? Like, what makes you click on it? What makes you click on it? Like the thumbnail? I don't think my thumbnails are particularly that stylish. I probably should try and look up how to make better looking thumbnails, but I've just got basically me and then a poster of the movie and then me like reacting to some scene I pick that's particularly how I'm reacting at that moment. But like, so yeah, what actually makes you click on my videos? Is it actually that title? And then if it is, and now since I've said I'm not really a filmmaker, I just know a lot about film, and I have made some like little short films. yeah, as I said, I hope that doesn't mislead you, and I hope, that doesn't make you mad or anything. But I mean, if it does, fair enough, and I'll probably change it. But please give me some title suggestions, and if it's not filmmaker reacts, what's something else I can put in the title that is a little bit still like gets your attention instead of just like saying da 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 reaction, you know. Um, because yeah, I feel like I am offering something different than other reaction channels, right? I do pause it, and I really kind of go a little bit more into depth. And sometimes it's not even about filmmaking, because another thing I do enjoy is a bit of philosophy. I enjoy talking a bit about like self-improvement and things like this. I've looked into that type of stuff. So I try to like sprinkle that a bit in my videos too, particularly with the last one. The Three Idiots one particularly talks about those type of things. So yeah, so I just wanted to like put something in the title to kind of make it a little bit more niche, a little bit more different, right? Instead of just da 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 reaction. So if you've got a different title suggestion, great. Like, person who knows a lot about film. Like, I feel like filmmaker is just a shorter way of saying that. Or I could say film lover reacts to, but like, I feel like other people that are doing these videos love film. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm the only person that loves film more than others. No. But it's just, I feel like I've watched a few different channels that haven't got filmmaker reacts, and a fair amount of them don't talk about the things I'm talking about. And you probably would agree with that, right? Like I see in the comments you say I bring some different insights and things to the video, and that's good. That's what I was aiming towards. So I'm hoping that that's the case, and hope that will always be the case for my videos. I'm kind of giving you something different and just kind of going and kind of giving a few little comments, but I like to really dive into it a bit more, go a little bit deeper. So I hope that is what I'm offering in this channel, and I hope that's always what I try to offer. I guess it depends on the film too. If it's a really great film, I talk more about it. It's very simple. Like even my Waves reaction, I feel like that's a really good example of a great film that has so much to offer. And I feel like my video has a lot to offer in just regards to how it's filmed particularly. So I still highly recommend that one. Like, that's kind of like my go-to one. If anyone says, oh, what would be a video you'd recommend me to watch first? I'd say Waves. Because even that one, I talk a little bit about, you can say philosophy or just about psychology a little bit. About like kind of how he's attached and all this stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of going all over the place now, so I'm going to probably end the video soon. What am I like? Oh gosh, 20 minutes. I feel like it's been a bit of rambling and a bit of like just going around in circles, but I hope you got something from this. Well, you definitely got my list. I'm going to put my list in the description as well, because that was a long-ass list. So I'm going to put this list in the description, and you can go through it. And if you've got some other suggestions of things to put in my list, other things that maybe you notice in film that I haven't put in it, please put it down in the comments below. I'll put those things in probably as well. If it's just like kind of different wording, I'll probably get rid of it. But I feel like all these things are slightly different. It's like a different thing you can integrate into film, right? That isn't just the actual technical things. It's actually the emotional things that kind of also, it's because you want the technical things there, but the technical things got to be there to kind of create more emotion. That's kind of what the point is, I feel like, for the most part. It's to create a certain feeling that you get. Like how, example, like Christopher Nolan, his montages. It amps up your emotion. Like particularly Interstellar does that very well, I think. And even like Dunkirk did that quite well at the end, I think. Call it corny or whatever, but I feel like it did work. I feel like I can see, personally for me, I feel like that one worked, while some other films I would see them try to do that and it doesn't work as well. Maybe because the music's not quite as good or whatever, right? Anyway, I'm going to close the book there for this video. Thank you once again. I feel like I've kind of gone on a tangent and haven't expressed my gratitude enough, but I was kind of nervous even actually doing this video. I feel like by by the end of the year, I would have been more ready for 1,000 subscribers. And now it just hit me like that. Like, gosh, it's quite a it's quite a feeling to get it now. It's strange. It feels, yeah, in a sense, it feels like I'm not really ready for 1,000 subscribers just yet. It's quite mind blowing to think 1,000 people would be like, oh, this guy's got something. But yeah, thank you nonetheless. I hope you stick around. I hope, me saying that I'm not actually a filmmaker in a sense of as a career. I just work in a retail store. I just work in a shop. I'm just still doing a normal daily job. I'm not doing anything that spectacular. This is what I do in my spare time. This is what gives me a sense of hope. These videos is in a sense what kind of keeps me going in life and gives me like a purpose. Without this, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing. Yeah, honestly. Anyway, before I get all emotional, I'll leave it at that. So thank you once again. Thank you. I hope you stick around, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.